And welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan, and today I have a Barnes & Noble book haul and a Nerdy Ink unboxing. So I'm sorry my glasses are tinted. I just walked to my mailbox and back, and it's really bright outside, and I couldn't wait to start my video, so I just decided to start it now. So we're going to start with the books that I got from Barnes & Noble trip that I took yesterday. I actually went with my son, who is 7, and he was very excited to go. And the first place he wanted to go was the kids section, and of course we went there. And then he wanted to go to the manga section because he knows how much mommy and daddy love manga, and he wanted to read it. I know some people pronounce it manga. I say manga. It's just my thing. So I'm sorry if I offend you by mispronouncing it. So the books that he wanted were a little more expensive, but that's okay. I will pay for his love of reading. He wanted the Pokemon Adventures, and this is actually, I was like, this isn't Ash Ketchum, and then my husband's like, this is a kid named Red, and I'm like, that is so dumb. But it is what it is, and of course, like a traditional manga, you read it backwards, so from right to left instead of left to right, and I love that little bit of tradition. It's really nice, and it's easy for my son to read and follow along with, and each one of these books is 3 volumes. And we got 4 of them, and we actually got the first book, and this is volumes 1, 2, and 3. I actually had to have them place an order for the second book because they didn't have it on the shelf, and they said they would let me know when it came in, and that is volumes 4, 5, and 6. This is book number 3, which is volumes 7, 8, and 9. Book number 4, volumes 10, 11, and 12. Book number 5, volumes 13, 14, and 15. So there are, I believe, what did you say, 78 volumes? I think my husband told me before. There are 78 volumes. That's 3 of them. Then that saves us some room on the bookshelf. Luckily for me, he has his own bookshelves in his room, so he can put those on his bookshelf. I don't have to make room because I am running out of room. And now to talk about the books that I got for myself. I have been trying to read the Shadow and Bone series in the entire Grishaverse before the TV show premieres on Netflix on April 23rd. However, I have kind of screwed myself with that. I took a break from my book club so that I could focus on my reading to get it all done so that I had plenty of time, and now we're 2.5 to 3 weeks away from it, and I still haven't finished my reading. I am on chapter 6 of Siege and Storm, and I read 2 chapters last night, so I didn't get very far. However, I was at Barnes & Noble yesterday, and I was like, looking at the books, and I was like, oh, and I saw a book, and it had the little Netflix thing on it, and it said Leigh Bardugo, and I'm like, well, that's the author who did Shadow and Bone, and I'm like, well, what is it talking about Netflix? And it's this book, The Lives of Saints by Leigh Bardugo. And I was like, okay, and I was only on chapter 3 or 4 last night, and it was mentioning a little red book that Alina was handed, and I was like, what is this? Like, because there's a term that they're using, and I was having trouble reading it, and I'm like, what is that? So I typed it into Google, and it's like, oh, it is this. It is actually this book, and I was like, oh, I can't leave this book here. If it's going to be included in the series, I need to read it. So I was like, well, what is it? And as it turns out, this is in the Shadow and Bone Siege and Storm, that it is actually a children's book that tells you all about the lives of the saints. It explains how each saint came to be, and it tells you like a little bit of their story, not their whole life story, but just the thing that gave them their saintly title. And there's a whole bunch of them, and they're all pretty short stories. The first few are like 1 page front and back. This one is 2 pages, and then like the next 3 are a single page front and back, and it talks about all of the saints, and it tells all of their stories, and it has these amazing photos in it, and I love this artistry. Like, the work is so beautiful, and like you can't compare. Like, it is gorgeous. I love it. So I want to read this one before I watch the TV series, but because it's kind of just the lives of the saints, and the book is mentioned, the stories are mentioned in the book. In Siege and Storm, it mentions that Alina has this book. She's given this book. It is her book. And they talk about some of the saints. And they kind of sum up the stories for them in the book. And I'm not sure if it's going to be very prominent in the TV show. But if I do not finish this before I watch the TV show, it is not the end of the world. But I know as soon as the TV show comes out, I am binging it. Day, night, it doesn't matter. I'm watching it all in one sitting, and nobody's going to mess with me. I'm going to make my husband take our children. I'm going to be like, don't bug me. I am busy. But I love this so far. I've read the first, I want to say 3 or 4 stories, and it is amazing. I love it. I love the artwork, and the artwork does depict it very well. And I did have Barnes & Noble put another book on hold for me, because I got The Rule of Wolves, because that is also in the Grishaverse. The first book in this duology is King of Scars, and I don't have that one. That is the one I asked Barnes & Noble to put on hold for me, because I don't have it, and I need it. And I asked them if they had their Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and they are sold out. Even online, they're sold out. Amazon doesn't even have any. And Walmart, and obviously Walmart's not going to have Barnes & Noble exclusive editions. I even checked online at barnesandnoble.com, like, to look at another Barnes & Noble to get it shipped to me, or shipped to my Barnes & Noble. No Barnes & Noble has the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of King of Scars anymore. Only, at least not the hardback version, or at all. They have the paperback version, but I don't like that one. I want the hardback version, because I got this Rule of Wolves is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and it's hardback. So I was like, well, I want the hardback one of that one too. So I'm just going to get the original hardback cover from Barnes & Noble, and when or if they ever get their Barnes & Noble exclusive edition back of Rule of Wolves, I will replace it. So I do want to show this, because it is very beautiful, all of the details. Like, if this was the front door to my house, like, that would be just, like, super amazing. It's got the fox and the wolf and the dragon and the crow, or the bird. It's backwards on here. Okay, so the bird and the dragon, and then it's got, like, this tree of life, which seems really cool. I was trying to see if there was any hidden animals in there, and there isn't, but that is still really cool. I love it. It is beautiful, and on the back it says, "We are all monsters now." And in this little box, it shows you all of the books in the Grishaverse, which is every book I have listed in this video already at least 5 times, but I'm going to read them again. Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising, Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, The Language of Thorns. That is a book of 6 short stories that basically introduces you to the Grishaverse. And there's King of Scars, Rule of Wolves, and then The Lives of Saints, which is over here. Now, I may do another video fully explaining, once I finish reading the series, on the preferred reading order. However, since I'm already here, I'm going to mention it in this one. If you have never read any of the Grishaverse books, I highly recommend you start with The Language of Thorns, and then The Lives of Saints. And then, once you read those 2, because those 2 are 2 books of short stories, it shouldn't take you long to read those 2. Then, start the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Then you go to the Six of Crows, and then the King of Scars. The Shadow and Bone is a trilogy, Six of Crows is a duology, and the King of Scars is also a duology. And this is all in one place called the Grishaverse, which is what is blowing up all over the place. So this is the inside of the book. It's got this kind of marble look, and I'm going to take this cover off and show you. Ooh, look how nice, right? That is so nice and beautiful. And then it has this on the spine. It is beautiful. The back has nothing on it. So there is that. That looks absolutely gorgeous. And there are a few things I do want to show you inside the book, because this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition and has a few things that other ones do not. Let's start with the map. Now, I have a framed map that came with my Shadow and Bone books that I bought, but it is not as busy as this. So obviously, out of the Six of Crows and this King of Scars duology, the world has developed a whole lot more, and it is so beautiful and gorgeous, and there's like so much going on, and I absolutely love it. I love how busy it is. I love that it's growing and everything. And then obviously the book starts with the Demon King here, and I'm not sure. It looks like it's 2 parts because it's got that one, and then about halfway through the book it has this one. Ooh, the Making at the Heart of the World. How cool is that? And at the end of the book, because you know Barnes & Noble has to be Barnes & Noble, they have the end of the book, they have the acknowledgments, and this book looks like it is 588 pages, which is a pretty hefty book, but a book nonetheless. 49 chapters, and then it says to explore the Grishaverse. Again, it has listed the books. It has you starting with the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and then the 2 duologies, and then the 2 little extra books that are all the short stories. They're called anthologies. But I find it that as a person who was reading this for the first time, instead of reading it in publishing order when it came out, as it came out, I find it easier, or at least better, to have introduced yourself into the worlds with the 2 books of short stories before starting the series. And it has exclusive bonus content, which is a chapter with handwritten annotations from author Leigh Bardugo detailing her inspirations for pivotal scenes, for a pivotal scene. Now, it has the chapter itself. She's got her little annotations in here, like it says, and it has a few pages of this. So it's like, ooh, at least it lets you know what she was thinking when she wrote the book, and that's really cool. So there is that. And then the last thing I want to show you is something that I have already taken out because I was so excited. At the store, this was in here, and it's perforated so you can take it out. However, while it was in there, you could not open it to see what it was. You couldn't do anything. You had to take it out. So I had to buy the book. I was already going to buy the book anyway. But it says, "You are strong enough to survive the fall. Unfold for an exclusive poster." And I'm like, ooh, a poster in my book? All books need to have these. And it says, "The Demon King, the Storm Witch, and the Queen of Morning." I'm not sure what this is, but since I haven't read the King of Scars duology and the Rule of Wolves, I expected to not know what it is. And it opens like this, and then it has this quote here. It says, "You don't have to do anything," Zoya said. "Just be here. Stay standing." Nice quote to put on that side. And then, again, it has pictures of for you to explore the Grishaverse. I love it. And let me tell you, when I first opened this poster, and I opened it upside down again. When I first opened this poster, I was like, damn, it is beautiful. I like that it has a little symbol here. And that's why that's why I opened it the wrong way. It's got the symbol here, and I thought it was this way, but it's actually this way. So here is the exclusive poster. And it says, "You are strong enough to survive the fall." And this is the poster. Now, I was at Walmart earlier today, and I should have had this with me to get a frame for it so I can hang it up. But I have a few other things I need to get frames for as well. So I have to make a whole nother trip to go get some frames for this stuff anyway. So we have, I believe, the deer here, a wolf, a dragon, and a fox, and then obviously this crow. So this definitely is something that belongs in the Grishaverse, and since I have my map up there, I will be framing this and putting it with that, and it is just absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. I love it. This is beautiful. I love it. So I just wanted to share this stuff with you guys, and I'm so excited to have, have these books and to keep going in this series. I cannot wait to finish it and all of that stuff. And I'm just over the moon with that. So, woo! Yay. So, now, on to my Nerdy Ink unboxing. This, I actually know what this is. I ordered a set of pins from them. It is called This Provincial Life pin set, and they are all Beauty and the Beast related pins in a cute little box. Anybody who... That sent a cold chill up my spine. Anybody who follows Nerdy Ink on Instagram or any social media has seen these boxes and these pins. I actually ordered mine 3 days ago. I ordered mine 2 or 3 days ago. And yesterday, the day before yesterday, I got an email that said, we have received your order, blah, 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 blah. And then I got an email yesterday that said, we are now packing orders to be shipped, blah, blah, blah. Your order has been shipped. And I'm like, well, that was fast. And then today, I got a text message and an email that said, your order will be delivered today. And I'm like, Nerdy Ink, how close are you to my house? Because I'm in Beaufort, South Carolina. Why is your thing getting here so fast? I love it. And I'm not going to complain. And actually, as it turns out, the address is in Gulfport, Mississippi. It can't be far if this big old package got here in a couple days. Look at it. It's so pretty. And I still love this Nerdy Ink box, so I'm going to keep it. Ooh, look. Ooh, trash. This is so cute. It's little. I didn't think it was this little, but this is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. Alright, bubble wrap. Protect the bubbles. And, oh, this is so cute. Oh my god, what was that? Oh, this fell out. And I dropped it on the floor. It's the backs to all of the pins. So, that fell. Okay, here we go. It's the backs to all of the pins. Now I gotta readjust myself because I moved. So it's the backs to all my pins, which I will probably be keeping in here or in the thing that I keep all my backs on because I have a pin board that I put all my pins on. I actually saw this idea from somebody on TikTok. They have shadow boxes and they put these little foam things in there and they put their pins in there and they hang them up. And I was like, oh my god, that looks so much better than just putting them on a cork board. Even though I decorated my cork board, it would look so much better in shadow boxes. I'm like, oh my god, I need shadow boxes. And I saw somebody else do a shadow box coffee table where they had their signed manga books in it with all their little knickknacks and things in it. And I'm like, that wouldn't work with me having kids. But if I put it in a room that didn't have kids, like my library, it would be perfect. And I absolutely fell in love with it. So those are ideas that I might be those might be ideas that I am bringing to life at some point. So anyway, More Than This Provincial Life, A Princess's Guide to Expanding Your Worldview. That is beautiful. I love it. And it says the same thing on the spine, and then of course it's got the cameo of Belle with the Nerdy Ink logo at the bottom. Not gonna lie, I would totally freaking get that tattooed on me. I would totally get that tattooed on me. And then on the back, of course, it has the stained glass castle. I will take really good photos of these out in the sunlight for you guys for this video. So, ooh, let's open it. Oh my god, I don't know which side opens. I don't know how to. Okay, it's a magnet. Oh, thank God. I thought I ripped it. It opens like a book, you know. And it doesn't open any more than this. It opens exactly at this thing. Oh, crap. Almost knocked it over. Alright, so I had to push on this a little bit to get it to raise up at the bottom to lift it off. So I actually like this. This is perfect. And, you know, this would be perfect for the back of my shadow box to put these pins on. Because this is actually what they are on in here. It's another one of these. It feels the same, so I think it's the same. So, this actually has one of my favorite quotes from Beauty and the Beast. It's actually Cogsworth quote. I'm not sure if his name is Cogsworth or Clocksworth. I think it's Cogsworth. Cogsworth. It says flowers, chocolates, promises you don't intend to keep. I love that. And then of course it has the classic Rose, Belle in her dress with her rose, the Beast all dressed up and waiting, and then a pile of books with Chip on top. And Chip does not have a face because obviously that would be too small to put in there, but you know it's Chip because it has a chip. I can't show it to you very well on my computer, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I want to put these on my pin board, but I also want to leave them in here. But at the same time, if I left them in here, I would like display them like this, but then you couldn't see the box, which is like the whole point of it. I don't know. We'll see. If I get a big enough shadow box, I might just put this in there and put the pins around it. You know, we'll see. But this is absolutely gorgeous. This is super tiny. I love it. It's the size of my hand. Super little. I actually was expecting it to be a little bigger, but I love that it is smaller. It is absolutely gorgeous. Worth every penny. Like, as soon as there are a few places, a few companies, Nerdy Ink, Fairy Loot, and sometimes Illumicrate, but definitely Nerdy Ink and Fairy Loot, as soon as they put out that they're doing something, and I'm like, place order, place order, place order, right now, take my money. And I'm like, oh my god, I spend way more money than I probably should buying all of this stuff, but it's totally worth it because it makes me happy. So that is everything for today. I am going to get this video edited and uploaded probably over the next few days because tonight we have cleaning to do because we have to make it look like the Easter Bunny came because tomorrow's Easter and all of that fun stuff for kids and candy and all that fun. So I hope you guys have a great Easter, and I cannot wait to do my next video, which will most likely be me reviewing Siege and Storm once I finish reading it. And I will be reviewing it. I don't know if I will just vaguely review it and read all the other ones. I don't want to spend too much time doing any of my videos because I don't have a lot of time. I have 3 weeks. So I only have a few weeks to do all my reading, so we will see how this works out and all that stuff. So I will catch you guys later, and I will talk to you next time. So thanks for coming to my channel. Like and subscribe. Share me to all your friends. Let me know. Anyway, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye!